Cristiano Ronaldo, back to Manchester United.
The window's closed, and for one final time,
Here we go.
It is Ronaldo! Oh! Wouldn't you just know it?
the people are back.
Romelu,
Great to see you.
good to see you too.
He's a clever guy. I think he's only coming back to Man United to win stuff.
Cristiano, how does it feel to be able to call yourself a United player again?
And I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together. 3 for me and 2 for them. Respect, man, respect.
Yo, what's up? This is Beer Beers in Football, where football analysis is made easy. I'm your host, Sanlim Zinyani, and as per usual, I've got who other than...
Well, am I supposed to intro myself? What a host you are.
Wow.
Dinyeko Baloy. Pleased that you having me here today, dog. Wow.
It's our show, so I feel
Yeah,
like
but you the host. You the host. You have to introduce me. It's like when you married, the husband introduces the wife to the side chick. Like, yo, this is my wife. Mang mang.
Is it?
I don't know.
Wow.
Apparently.
Okay. Says a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Back to the football. A lot is going on. Transfer market just closed.
Yeah.
Big moves. We saw 2 of the greatest football players of all time actually switch clubs, which is phenomenal to even say. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. But I feel like we should save that one about, there by the 10-minute mark or when we're about to wrap up the show, because I feel like that'll keep people tuned into our show.
Is that how long also Ronaldo hangs in the air?
Well, that's what they say.
All right.
I mean, from that Portugal game, I think I saw a 10-minute hanging.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I feel like we can start in North London, but not the red side of North London.
Obviously.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe our viewers listen. If you guys know exactly what's going on in London, maybe they need to go back to Highbury. I don't know.
Nah, man, this is true. You can't. I don't know, man. Like, I legit do not know. I literally do not know. But there's a lot going on. They say we must trust Arteta.
Yeah.
They're saying this, they're saying that.
Fits.
And I think the only reason why in my personal opinion, the only reason why he's still being kept at the club is because he won them an FA Cup. It's a trophy that they haven't won in a while, And this, for them, it's like a glimmer of hope. But on the other end, this is Arsenal worst run. Ever.
Yeah.
Since Arsenal started, ever. They, bottom of the log, man.
Yeah.
Like, down, bottom of the barrel. 3 games in. They haven't scored.
They don't look convincing.
They haven't scored a single goal, man. I was watching the game against City, where they were allegedly supposed to be pressing.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
You know what's the worst part for me? I saw their Twitter account, and they did a roundup of goals of the month. And they had the women in there, which, listen, there's nothing wrong having women's football there and women's goals. But then they had the game in the League Cup where Aubameyang scored a hat-trick.
No, that's sixer.
And it was just the ladies showing the boys how to
run it. Maybe that's what should happen.
Yeah, maybe they should just scout a few players from the women and bring them on. Because honestly, I feel like they could do better than what the boys are doing currently. But that's not where I wanted to start, because that's just a downer. I wanted to start with a bit of positivity. And your football club, Chelsea, have acquired the services of Romelu Lukaku, who I think is one of the best strikers in the world. Especially now, because he's matured his game. He's a bit more calm.
He looks healthier,
bigger. He knows how to hold up the ball, which was a big facet of his game he was missing, I believe, back in his first stint in the Premier League. But his second stint, he looks a lot more hungrier as well. So how do you feel that signing moves Chelsea Football Club forward in terms of being able to now secure maybe both the Premier League and the Champions League, because they sorely missed someone who was an out-and-out goal scorer.
Yeah.
I think the highest goal scorer was Jorginho, who had 7 goals throughout the whole season, and most of them were penalties. So you guys have a proper striker right now. How do you think that influences Chelsea's gameplay going forward?
I think just to start off that, Rashford mustn't hear you saying that Lukaku is hungry. And
what are they beefing?
No, Rashford is feeding the kids.
Ah, wow. I see you coming in with the bars.
Sandile, relax. But yeah, man, I think for the majority of the time, even like last season, we used to speak that how the only thing I believe that we're missing at Chelsea is an out-and-out striker, a number 9, or solid number 9, someone who's going to be able to hold up play, someone who's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And that's the only thing that we were missing last season. And for me personally, I think getting someone who's going to bulge the net, someone who's guaranteed you goals 20 plus, 25 plus, it means that we're also contending for the league, which is healthy for the club.
Yeah, and healthy for the Premier League in general. Do you think this? Obviously, we've seen the first 3 games, and it hasn't been looking good for Timo Werner, who last season was brought in to be the striker, to chip in with the goals. But he didn't do that, I think he contributed in other ways. I think sometimes Chelsea fans are a bit too harsh on him.
Yeah, he's actually the highest. He's contributed towards the goals.
Yes,
yeah, he's involved. Yeah,
yes,
he's involved in the majority of the goals. Yeah.
True. And now he's not going into the team.
He's nowhere to be seen.
So do you think? Because also last season he played a lot of the games coming in from the left and cutting in, and also assisting the likes of Kai Havertz and cutting back to the likes of Mason Mount into the central areas of the pitch, especially near the 18 area. So do you think not playing him at all is a mistake, because he could contribute to someone like Lukaku and almost play as that second striker, but not necessarily behind him, to the left? Do you think he could come in with that type of flavor? Or do you think that him being benched could possibly, mean that he could be on his way out of the club? Or
I think he's not on his way out of the club, and Tuchel not playing him isn't a bad thing, or nor is it a good thing, man. There's competition now at the club. That's all it is. It's solely based on the fact that there's competition.
Yeah.
He was brought in to play the number 9 role. He failed. Yes, he's involved in goals and what or not, but the main purpose of his signing was to bulge the net. How many times did he bulge the net? Exactly.
So, okay, wait. I want us to argue about this a bit. So do you think that he almost plays a Firmino role?
Yeah, he's Bobby. Literally. So Timo Werner, this is his chance actually to improve on his confidence, because he's obviously not going to play the league, but there's the FA Cup, there's a Carabao Cup that, exactly, you might say, but we have a second string of a team at Chelsea.
True,
exactly.
Which is important.
Yeah. That's the reason you'd see a guy like Kepa, we don't know if he's going to play again. He might play.
Hugely expensive.
Exactly.
On the bench.
But
brought in for like 73 million pounds.
Is serving his purpose? No, he isn't. Yes, he saved a few pens at the... He did. No, shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to him.
He did, man. But there's just so much depth at Chelsea right now that we can't look to the bench or to the management and say, why aren't you playing this guy? You're at fault for not playing this guy. It solely means that you're not earning your spot in the starting 11. Exactly. Look at a guy like Marcos Alonso, who was out of favor with Frank Lampard. He's doing exceptionally well under Thomas Tuchel. Do you think Tuchel has to now go back and say, no, Alonso, Chile was better than you. Go sit out. No.
Yeah, man, it's just a crazy time in football now.
Exactly. Earn your position, earn your starting 11.
The amounts being thrown around to these players to sign them, and only for them to end up on the bench, is incredible. But Manchester City have been doing that for the past 5 years.
It has worked in their favor. How many titles have they won
3.
in the last? Exactly.
But also the biggest one, of which I think that's mainly what they're investing into their squad for. They haven't won that one. They missed out to Chelsea, ironically enough, in the UEFA Champions League last season.
It's not ironic.
Wow. But we all know the favor was for Manchester City to win the Champions League, and they did.
Did you? You didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no one expected Pep Guardiola. You know what? Let's leave last season to last season.
What do you mean no one expected Pep Guardiola, man?
No one expected him to play without an anchor. How do you go into a Champions League final without an anchor?
That's the thing with Pep Guardiola. He has all these ideas in his mind, but when it's time for him to put it out and test it out,
it works more often than not.
Did it work with the Champions League? He didn't have an anchor, man. I mean, what is it? How many percent of the world? Like 80-something% of the world is covered with water. The rest is covered by N'Golo Kante, and he covered it. 82% of the world, if I'm not mistaken. 82% of the world is covered in water. The rest is by N'Golo Kante.
Did you get that off a thread on Twitter?
No. I actually did a bit of research before I came here.
That's cute.
Thank you.
But, personally, man, I think Romelu Lukaku adds a different dynamic to Chelsea just to, close that one off properly.
The Didier Drogba type.
The Didier Drogba type. And he is, honestly, he is the Chelsea striker.
Yeah, at the
Chelsea
moment.
have always gone out for the tough, physical,
African striker.
hold the ball up strikers who, in any situation, know how to get a goal. Half chance, goal. Full chance, goal. You know what I mean?
No chance, goal.
No chance, goal. But, it should be an interesting watch, to be honest with you, especially that relationship that he forms with Kai Havertz, Mason Mount behind him, and how that creativity kind of leads to more goals.
Also, with Reece Mahlesa on the right-hand side, Reece is going to have a field day swinging them in, bro.
Yeah.
Reece and Aspi on the right-hand side. I think it adds on to Tuchel's game, the style of play that he wants for the team at the team.
Yeah.
And we also saw it with the game against Liverpool. Yeah, we were a man down, but it looked like Liverpool were a man down.
Yeah, true. It's a testament to Tuchel's knowledge of the football game and how he actually diverted the situation from becoming very, very bad. Because any other team, that's an easy 5-0.
Yeah.
But Chelsea kept their ground, became physical. It's a very well-rounded team. Just to close it, I think it's a very well put together team in general, and it should be interesting to see where they end up at the end of the season once all 38 games have been played. Predictions for your own club?
Man, I never make predictions. I never make Chelsea predictions. Huh?
Is it too early?
No, it's never too early or late.
You don't have faith in your own club.
No, I never make predictions. You know why, nah? Because every time a Chelsea fan would make a prediction, it's written in the stars, is it? So all we do is we're enjoying our football as Chelsea fans, bro. Like, literally. Like, whether you troll us, you don't troll us, we don't care. We're the champions of Europe. We have a star now. They're on our badge now. Okay. We can't set a foot wrong, unfortunately.
Okay. As you can see on the other side of the log, Manchester United.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on that. They've made some very, very interesting signings.
They
Big
have.
signings.
They
They've
have.
invested heavily. They spent the second most in the transfer window.
Behind Arsenal.
Behind Arsenal. And they've brought in none other than Cristiano Ronaldo, which was a
that's
surprise.
too soon, man.
You think it's too soon?
Let's start off the Jadon Sancho, your Rafael Varans.
The Lucy's.
You understand? Yeah, the Lucy's. But now also the other thing, the one problem I have with United now, the team is starting to look like a donut. Filled everywhere except the middle.
I don't know about that. I've seen people say the donut theory and stuff like that. I'm not too sure about that because with Varane coming into, the partnership with Maguire at the back, I think they're solid enough. You saw De Gea showed us what he can do. So that's a good foundation. Goalkeeper position, I don't think it's a debate anymore. Dean Henderson is a good goalkeeper, but I don't think he's as good as David De Gea.
De Gea is not washed.
You know what I mean? De Gea is still a phenomenal goalkeeper. Moving into the centre backs, Maguire, phenomenal. Varane, phenomenal. World class even.
Yeah, Champions League.
World
Varane.
Cup, 4 Champions Leagues. He's done it all. And Wan-Bissaka, probably the best defensively, right back. In world football, I would go as far as to say he is. And then they've got someone who's also become world class recently in Luke Shaw.
Oh, Schoberto.
So I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a very good foundation
At the back. Okay.
Has a very good foundation. Now, moving into the position where people
The donut.
The donuts.
Yeah.
The so-called donut theory, the hole in the middle. I think that Fred is not good enough for that position. Clearly.
It mustn't be a thought. It's a fact.
But I think they can play with a single
man.
pivot.
Listen, no.
McTominay still needs to prove himself there. He's young. He plays in that sort of Roy Keane type of style.
Before you go in, why did they sign Donny van de Beek?
Squad depth.
Have you ever seen him play a game?
I've seen him play
How
a game.
many games?
Not a lot.
Is this not the right time to introduce Donny into squad depth?
You see, here's the thing.
Fred can't play football, man. I was watching a...
Fred can play,
Listen,
but he's
I was
not
watching-
an anchor.
Listen, I was watching a Troy Deeney interview. Troy Deeney. No disrespect to Troy Deeney.
No, Troy Deeney's a baller.
You know what Troy Deeney said? They were asking me about Fred. They said, how would you mark Fred? He said, no one is going to mark Fred. He's going to touch the ball once, twice, 3 times, and he's going to lose it.
Look, this is what I have to say about Fred.
He's not a baller.
Fred,
He's allegedly Brazilian.
Listen, allegedly.
David Luiz would be a better suit than Fred in that position. Right now, I'm willing to fight you.
Okay, wait. Fred is a number 8. Let's agree on that.
Cool.
Fred is a number 8. He's not an anchor. So at the game this past weekend, Manchester United, you could see Pogba is telling Fred what to do in a defensive position. So clearly, he's not a defensive player. He plays in a number 8 position.
Why is he being played?
So now, I think what needs to happen is Ole needs to trust McTominay to come into the
They still have a
CDM
Nemanja
position.
Vidic, bro. They still have a Vidic. Vidic is not washed.
Who has Nemanja Vidic? Isn't Nemanja Vidic retired?
No, Vidic still plays at United.
I mean,
This guy in the midfield. Who's this guy? Matic.
I'm firing this guy.
Matic. He's still Nemanja also, man.
Yeah.
Matic, Vidic, same thing, man.
Hectic,
They still have
wow.
a Matic in part
He's
of the
too
squad.
old.
Nah.
He's rusty. He's too
Nah.
old. Well, at least that's what Manchester United
Then
fans say.
why didn't they go out and buy Wilfred Ndidi?
Because they got Cristiano Ronaldo instead.
No, but that's not priority. You see, Man United do not
They're
have
top heavy.
priorities.
Okay,
They're not prioritizing.
Personally-
I just quickly want to go back to Chelsea. N'Golo Kante is injured. We went out and we got a Sao, right? Why? Priorities. When Liverpool wanted to win the league, what did they do? They went out, they got a keeper, a centre back. Because why? Priorities. Why are you buying Cristiano Ronaldo? Sharp, greatest player on earth. Sharp. I'm not against it, nah. But all I'm saying is that was a gift from the Glazers to the fans, man. Also, United going back to number 7. That's just a money move. Think about it. The sponsors, the Glazers, everyone is like, how many jerseys did they
But he's
sell
not
out?
washed.
No, he's not washed. No,
He was the
Ronaldo's
leading
not washed.
goals. So he does bring value to the team.
Priorities.
True. But do you
How many
think-
players
do you
do they
think-
have up front?
Okay,
How many players
let's
does
put it this
United
way.
have up
Let's put
front?
it this way. Here's another fresh perspective. Liverpool.
Yeah.
There was a season where Liverpool were outscoring their teams, but they weren't solid defensively prior to Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker coming into the team. So maybe that could be United's transition
It's late.
where they could be top heavy and scoring a lot of goals, but
Do they currently
They're
look
not
like a
defensively-
team that would score a lot of goals currently based off the 3 games you watched, other than the first game? Except the first game,
they were phenomenal.
amazing.
They
the
were
second
phenomenal.
game, what happened? They went down under. The third game, what happened?
I get your point. It should be an interesting season for Manchester United fans and just for us as neutrals to see, because I feel like they had a very good transfer season. Even though they didn't address the elephant in the room, I feel like at least they tried to, the right wing was always an issue for Manchester United. They got Jadon Sancho in, who they've been looking at for the longest of times. They got him in. Defensively, we know that they had issues there as well.
Yeah.
They got Rafael Varane in, who is one of the best defenders in the world. So they addressed key issues very well. It's just that the one issue that stood out the most throughout the whole of last season as well was CDM, and they didn't address that. A lot of people are saying that they could have went for Neves, they could have, but I don't think, Manchester United do have football people at the club. They have Darren Fletcher still there, they have Michael Carrick still there, Mike Phelan. There's so many other people who have been at the club for a very long time, and they're
It's funny you mentioned both Fletcher and Carrick. Which position did they play?
They played CDM.
Why aren't they
quite
addressing
well.
the issue?
That's an interesting
That's
one.
my only issue, bro. Like you understand. Like they have Rashford, he's feeling the kids sharp. They have a Tony Martial. They have going forward. United is an amazing team. They're amazing, bro. But if there's no one there in the middle, then there's a hole in the middle, bro. And that's for me, bro. That's the engine of the team. If the team doesn't have an engine, how is it gonna run solidly, bro? Like you can be amazing going forward, but if you're scoring 5 games and you're scoring 5 goals and you're conceding 6, what's the use? You're working backwards.
True.
Exactly. Great signings, yeah, sharp, kudos, but hole in the middle. They must just get hold off from Game of Thrones.
Manchester United fans, as you can hear, your brood here is saying you guys are a donut.
They are, and they all know. Like they can literally
So-
come fight me, bro. Like they can fight me. Like it's fine. Me, like Joe, like Sandile. The only way you're gonna win the league is by by prioritizing positions.
True.
Priorities.
But I want us to also go into arguably the biggest transfer of this transfer window. Su. The one and only Ronaldo.
Yeah.
The Boeing 747 737, the Gulfstream, the private jet,
Yes.
the Air Drake.
Yes.
You know, just
Not
because it's
SAA
relevant.
Airlines.
No.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
What a signing for the Premier League.
For the Premier League. For the club.
For the club. But
history.
For history. But also I think this is huge for the Premier League because everything is going so well right now for the Premier League. They're the best league in the world. They have superstars in there, but they needed that that marquee. You know what I mean? And I think that Cristiano Ronaldo is that player. You know, he scored bags of goals everywhere he's gone. Italy, Spain, even England prior to him even returning to Manchester United Football Club. So we've obviously spoken about the issues that Manchester United haven't addressed. And they signed Edinson Cavani on for another year.
Yeah.
He's a number 9. Cristiano Ronaldo is not a winger anymore.
He's a number 9.
He's a number 9. They've got Jadon Sancho for that position now.
Yeah.
I don't think that you sign someone for 70 plus million and not play them.
Chelsea does.
Well, you guys are owned by a very rich man. So, do you think that Cristiano Ronaldo will be able to capture the same spell, the energy from the same spell rather that he had at Manchester United?
He's not going to be as great as he was. But he's still going to perform. He's not going to be the same. It has changed, man, from when you used to play with Paul Scholes and Wayne Rooney, and then on the other end, there was still a Mikel Arteta, Cesc Fabregas. You understand, eh? Like the Premier League has changed. Drastically. It has changed. I'm not saying he's going to be a flop. No, he's not. It's Ronaldo. He's not going to be a flop. But he's not going to be as great. He's not going to be what people would expect him to be. He's not going to be the Ronaldo under Sir Alex Ferguson.
Because also that Ronaldo was very dribble-centric as well.
He was still a virgin.
He was still, man, I don't know about that one, but I'd say that...
In football terms.
True.
Yeah.
I'd say that he leaned into the dribbling. He scored bundles of goals, don't get me wrong. I think his last season he scored like 40 plus goals as well, which is remarkable, obviously. He scored in the Champions League final, did a Mazda in the semi-finals as well. Dribble skills were out of this world. He was just such, for us, our peers, we remember that time very fondly. Even when you were
not... When he still had that golden blonde yana.
You weren't a Manchester United fan.
But you wanted to watch Ronaldo play.
You wanted to watch Ronaldo play. And a lot of pundits are going on about that. You know, it's a chance for their kids now to experience that feeling of Cristiano Ronaldo being in the Premier League again. I think he will score 25 plus goals, to be quite honest.
Is he going to be just as great as he was?
I think so, because he's written in folklore now. Manchester United folklore, he's in there, bruv. And I don't think he has more to prove than he already has done at Manchester United, at Real Madrid, at Juventus. I think now, playing alongside the likes of Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, these young guns, it goes back to he could form those sort of relationships like he had in the past with Tevez and Rooney. You know what I mean? And I mean, those are big shoes to fill for either one of Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford. But I think this is a great coup for Manchester United.
It is.
The Premier League. And
football heritage. That's all it is.
For us football fans, even as neutrals, I feel like we're going to want to watch Cristiano Ronaldo. Don't get it twisted. We're not trying to watch Manchester United.
Yeah, we're just trying to watch...
Nobody's trying to watch Fred.
No one really. Pastor Fred on a Saturday afternoon on a hot summer.
Not happening. That's not what we're trying to see. But Ronaldo, as you saw that Portugal game.
I saw it, man. He scored 2 in Fergie time.
Down and out. Fergie time.
He missed the pen.
You're like, no, Portugal,
like,
it's
Chai. Ronaldo.
You never write Cristiano off. So to cap it off, I think that one for me was the highlight of the transfer season. I'm not sure whether you think the Messi swap was a bit more outstanding for you. Which one would you go for as far as
man, I wouldn't say it's outstanding. Yeah, Sharpie moved from Barcelona to PSG. It's literally the same league, dog. Like literally, it's the same.
Even worse.
Even worse.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So it's not. Had he went to maybe a Serie A to a Premier League, then okay, you're like, okay, sharp, let's go see. Because they're by Serie A, the Italians, boy, they're gonna knock your legs off, man.
Yeah, I know they will.
Premier League, Messi, Burnley, Monday evening, Turf Moor. He's lying.
Sean
Dyche, he's lying, man. And there's also actually, while we're still in this, Jack Grealish. Yeah, that's also something that we shouldn't overlook. I'm not sure about the price tag, but it's
100 mil. 100 mil is a lot.
He's the highest priced English footballer
of all time.
100 mil is a lot. And I think clubs now pricing people at that price and just throwing money
normal.
around. It is normal, but now also you get no disrespect to basmati rice, Declan, but 80 for basmati.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
But also, when you throw 50 at them, it also doesn't look right. So I feel like 80 is a good price. So if Jack Grealish moved from Aston Villa to Man City for 80 million, I don't think a lot of people would complain because he's a very talented footballer.
And he's
we're
still
also
young.
overlooking now the fact that English football is not the same as it was when Lampard and Steven Gerrard, those players weren't technically gifted, but then they were efficient and they did the job on the day.
Yeah.
Lampard is Chelsea's highest goal scorer of all time. So that just says it. But now we're seeing English players have flair. We're seeing English players score a lot of goals. You know what I mean? Mason Greenwood coming through. Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, they have a little bit of creativity in them as well. Mason Mount. So it's changing now. I don't think you can liken Mason Mount to an Iniesta. I know a lot of people will shoot me for that, but he's creative in that sense.
Yeah.
So I think that English football is moving towards that type of, hey, we also want a bit of creativity and flair in our game. You know, we don't want to be considered as these stale but effective and efficient footballers. We can also be creative as well.
Yeah, fair. I hear you like 100%, man. And going back to the price tag thing, United wanted to price Jay Lings for 30.
Yeah.
And
Don't you think he was worth 30?
he is.
I also feel that way as well.
And for me personally, that's a move that should have happened.
True, because like
He's not.
we
gonna
saw
move
with
now.
Dan James, man, he saw that, hey, I can't necessarily move forward.
Yeah, I won't compete. Yeah.
I won't compete.
Yeah.
And with people like Ronaldo, you've got Cavani, you're not going to play. So for your career,
Yeah,
make
for your
the
own
move.
sake. Yeah,
make
I
the
think
move.
Jay Lings is just starstruck. He just wants to take Instagram pictures with
With Cristiano.
with Ronaldo, man. And I think it's also the same as at Spurs actually. Ndombele also wanted to move.
I saw that.
He couldn't get a move out. Funny enough,
Kane.
yeah. But that's Daniel Levy. Kane himself, he chose to sign that Suge Knight contract.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You can't be 27 years and say, sign me for the
6
next
years.
5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
You bloody 27, bro. You have literally plus minus 3 years.
It's not even about his career. From a business perspective, it's not even good at all. Because
Bro.
going into the next one, it's going to be so difficult for people to pay you.
He's gonna be
250,000.
tired already. You understand? Daniel Levy's not gonna let him leave in January. He's not gonna let him leave next transfer window. So for Kane, it's like, dog, that's the wrong move he made. It's shy for him, man. And I saw Serge Aurier, he offered himself to Arsenal. Is that how bad football is at Arsenal? Like players are saying, hey. Willian became his own agent. He went to Brazil. I'm like, bro, like, this is, for me personally, Arsenal, bro. Like, growing up, my dad used to be an Arsenal supporter. Like, hard Arsenal fan. And Arsenal has always been about football heritage. Arsenal United. Football heritage, amazing, right? And to see what's currently going on right now at the Etihad, Emirates.
It's sad.
It's sad. It's beyond sad. Because now, what do you say? Even the president of Rwanda had to chip in.
Yeah, I saw that, which is, that if once presidents and starts
You
becoming
understand what I mean,
political,
bro?
It's crazy.
Do you then say, who's are the players not good enough? Is Mikel Arteta not good enough? Who's not good enough? What's going on? No, bro, like I'm legit concerned, bro. Like I am concerned. I'm more concerned about the Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
I'm literally concerned about the Arsenal fans right now. What's going on?
Arsenal fans, what's going on? You heard it here first. Well, probably not first, but we just sounded it out for you guys. Great show as per usual. Thank you for pulling up.
Thank you for having
me. It's a different perspective. I know we've always talked about trying a visual perspective and trying new things on the show, and this is one of them. And you guys should expect a bit more consistency. I know things have been tough for us these past few months. But we're back, and this was more of like a transfer talk, but also a reintroduction into just beards and football as a whole. Anything that you would like to add?
You must watch out for West Ham, bro.
West Ham are dangerous.
You must watch out for
David
West Ham.
Moyes.
Hey.
David Moyes.
Never.
They're in Europe. Like, Jay Lings, what is wrong with you?
Exactly.
You're
You understand
playing
what
in
I mean?
Europe, Thomas Suchek.
You understand what I mean?
Sufal.
You understand what I mean?
Mikel
Mikel
Antonio.
Antonio. You understand what I mean?
Maza, what's wrong
You
with
understand?
you?
He has a keeper in Aurelio. Like,
In your
everything.
right mind, do you think that you can bench Bruno Fernandes?
He can't, man. He can't even bench Fred. Pasta Fred right now, man. They managed to make a position for Fred, but they can't make a position for Jay Lings. You understand what I mean, man? You understand?
Yeah, I
Jay
know.
Lings just wants to be a poster boy. We won't see this anymore. Never. Because where? Bench. You want... Bench.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Please make sure you...
Like, share, subscribe, comment.
I never thought I'd say that, actually.
Hi, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, share.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
Follow us on all social media.
Yeah, everything will be...
Stop recording.
Okay.
Yeah, it should.
Yeah, but for audio purposes, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow us right here on the channel strip below.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been Tinyoko Baloy. He's been.
Sanlim Zinyane.
And don't forget that the humble man always wins. And what do we say?
Alhamdulillah.
We thank God.
Uncle.